up, guys? Otterpop here. Another patron request I am doing today, and it is actually reacting to another puppet history video because someone else, not the person who originally asked for some of the puppet history reactions, but a different person was like, I really like these, so can I actually request this one instead? So I'm going to be reacting to yet another puppet history video, and this time it's about stealing the world's most expensive necklace. Oh boy, is that a spider on my wall? Great. In case it wasn't obvious, I really do not like spiders, but it's gonna stick in the corner for the time being. If I see it get any lower, I'm going to leap up out of my chair, I'm going to grab the fly swatter, and hi Sasha. I was recording another patron request earlier and realized that there was a cat on my bed. Probably an unfamiliar cat to some people who know my channel well, since, you know, I really only live with 2 cats. Well, my sister's fostering a third little kitten right now. She actually has ringworm, poor thing. Although she has been treated for the last few weeks now. About 2 weeks now. Something like that. My sister and I have not had any ringworm. We've been very diligent. I especially have been very diligent. Because, you know, I don't want to freaking get it. But anyways, this isn't about the cat. This is about me, or technically the patron, who asked me to react to something. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to react to something. What is the world's most expensive necklace, and what idiot would try and steal that? Oh boy. Hit me.
Welcome one and all to Puppet History. Today we'll be taking an ever-winding look at yet another chapter in the heavy book.
Yet another chapter!
History, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Master.
This must have been pre-COVID.
I'm your beloved host, the Professor.
I am obviously your beloved host.
Thank you. Ryan Bagara, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Special
Ryan
guest
is
Kate
recurring.
Peterman, are you ready?
I am so ready.
Then let's crack in.
The affair
Would
of
you
the
guys like to know what you're
necklace.
playing for?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
sure.
yeah.
It's the coveted Cup of the History Master.
Same prize as last time. Cool.
Well, I'm excited.
Well, let's get to it. Today's tale
Ryan's
is a
always
downright
never
caper.
excited
It started
for
out as a simple con and turned into a scandal that would captivate all of France and forever alter the course of
France,
history,
of course.
and also be adapted into a movie starring Hilary Swank that I've never seen because they don't let puppets into movie theaters.
Oh my God.
Unrelated question: have you guys ever been catfished?
Yeah, I thought so, but I just was fully rejected. Is it hot in here? Oh,
Yeah.
it's too personal.
Yeah. The place, France, the time, the 1780s.
Oh, boy.
Before this nutty plot unfolds, we need to lay out 3 of our key players. First up, Jean Lamotte, born Jean de Valois
Is
Saint-Remy.
her boob out?
It's certainly tipping close.
She's a,
Say it.
no, I was gonna say an unmodest woman.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm not judging.
I'm not judging.
There's no nipple, for the record.
No, don't.
You had to look again.
I want to loop this puppet saying nipple.
There's no nipple, and him staring intently at her breasts.
no nipple.
I double checked. I thought I
I
could
don't
see.
see nothing. Anyway, she was born in 1756 with a little royalty in her blood.
Right into
as her
it.
father was a descendant of an illegitimate son of Henry II, a
Oh.
French king from way back in the 1500s. Yes, a bastard. Despite her royal blood, by the time Jean was born, her family was really hurting for that sweet, sweet coin. As a child, her parents made her beg on the street, shouting, quote, "Gentlemen or ladies, take compassion on a poor orphan, descended in a direct line from Henry II, King of France." After a rough childhood and plenty of her own adolescent scheming, she eventually settled down with a military man named Nicolas de la Motte, who looks exactly like every other French man in the 1700s. But despite his position and her ongoing claim to royalty, the two were still hard up for cash. We'll check back in on them in just a
Okay.
bit.
What did she do for cash as well? Were they dual incoming it?
She kind of like schemed her way around. She eventually
Like, well, let's hear about these schemes. I want to hear more about these schemes.
she goes to the court
bit of a grifter?
and she was like, "Yo, my dad was the illegitimate son of that guy, of King Henry II." And they were like, "You know what? We're gonna give you some money every month." So that's how she kind of made, you know.
So she just went up to officials and said, "Hey, I know the guy in charge. Give me some cash." And they were
Basically.
like, "Chill."
Why
Yeah,
didn't
kinda.
everybody do that? Well, you would get real beheaded.
You're also saying that the very threat of a guillotine was enough to make them think, "Why would you chance that?"
Oh yeah.
I mean, 17, like, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, that was still after the Red Terror, was it not? I'm forgetting dates for the French Revolution. Gosh dang it. Oh! Wait, it started in 1789? Wait, I thought it was earlier in the 1700s. No, I'm an idiot, because the French Revolution started very soon after the American Revolution. I'm an idiot. Oy vey. Don't mind me. I've even watched Oversimplified's video on the French Revolution. I swear to goodness, when it comes to recent history, dates I just finagle and fumble about with every single time without fail. Okay, so I guess she's gonna play an important role. Also, it was something I almost got catfished at one point. That was technically I was kind of almost catfished at one point. It was actually during my college days. Luckily, my parents kind of helped me out a little bit with that, and it didn't end badly. It ended on a very neutral note, and nothing ever came of it. So, hip hip hooray. I feel like I was going to say something else, but I honestly can't remember. I do like seeing that he is reappearing, and it seems like he's kind of built up that, this Ryan guy, he's kind of built up that persona of, you know, oh, this prize is always the same, I'm always appearing, and, you know, I've already lost twice. Well, actually, I forget when some of the dates on these were, but yeah, as soon as I saw these two together in the room, because the other two were through video cams, but this is in person, so this is pre-COVID, February 2020, this is pre-COVID times, basically, before shutdowns and restrictions started happening. Most of the shutdowns and restrictions, at least in the US, didn't start until late March at the earliest, I think. For Colorado, at least, I think they started happening in April, I want to say? I don't know, my memory doesn't always serve me well. Anyways, moving on.
Well, you would get real beheaded.
You're also saying that the very threat of a guillotine was enough to make them think, why would you chance that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were using that thing left and right.
They were.
That blade was dull.
That
blade was dull.
On to our second person of interest.
It was pretty cool.
Louis de Rohan. Born in 1734 to the distinguished Rohan clan,
Is he from Middle
author
Earth?
Jonathan Beckman describes him as, quote, impeccably polite, with full, dark eyes that shone under gently drooping eyelids. Louis charmed everyone he met and accumulated a pantheon of lovers.
kind of
wow.
sounded a little bit like erotica to me.
Yes, I did
Yeah.
omit all the yums.
Oh, the yums.
Yum, yum, yummy.
Homina hominas and
Yum,
whatnot.
yum.
Hey,
Yeah.
nope,
Whoa,
nope.
what?
Okay now. See,
That's enough!
what?
He never
At
looks
least-
happy. He either looks indifferent or very disappointed and angry.
After some time in the circuit, Rohan landed a pretty cushy gig in 1770 as ambassador to Vienna. Ooh. And although he thought the position was below his status, he took it anyway. He quickly gained a reputation in Austria for his wild-ass parties, where he really ruffled
I'm gonna get a
feathers.
seizure.
Uh-oh. Summon your brains. What aspect
Summon your
of
brains.
Rohan's social gatherings was so controversial? A,
okay.
his performance of what he called genital origami.
Oh,
B, his risque seating charts. Or C, his collection of monkeys.
I'm gonna go A.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
All right, Brian,
It might not be
I'm gonna go
C.
with testicle entanglement.
I'm gonna go C.
Okay.
C. C.
Same. I also.
Also
I'm gonna go
with
C.
A.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of boring, but
It's monkeys, isn't it?
it's the seating chart.
What?
What?
So normally in
In
parties-
seating chart. I thought you said seating as if like, never mind. I had something way grosser in my mind. Well, you followed it after. Now I'm explaining myself.
Huh?
I feel
No.
like I have to explain myself. When you said genital origami, I figured you were upping the ante sexually. So I thought you said seating chart as if he's drawing a chart out of who he's going to.
Well, that's insane.
What?
That
I'm
is
sorry.
absolutely insane.
You said genital origami.
Yeah,
You
but
thought.
And you said what would be.
why would you? Why?
Repeat the question.
Why would you?
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here with a
Well, he had small tables. Is the is the answer? Normally at affairs like that, they'd have one big cartoon rich person table, and everybody would kind of be in the order of like, oh, rich people down at this end, poor nobodies down at this end. But he had a bunch of tiny tables where everyone could mingle. Kind of fun.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and everybody like people got pissed.
Piss drunk.
No. One of the people who was not pleased about this was the local head honcho, Holy Roman Empress Maria Theresa, who complained about him to anyone who would listen. Rohan, in return, ragged on Maria behind her back. Eventually, the Empress's daughter caught wind of this and got pissed, which could pose some problems for Rohan's political aspirations, because her daughter was none other than our third person of interest here today. It's question time. You thought you were safe, but another question has pounced. Just who in the hell was Maria Theresa's daughter? There is no multiple choice. You must write it down.
Guess what my name is?
Yeah.
Marie Antoinette. I don't fucking know.
Answer.
I don't even think this person is from that time.
I don't freaking know.
Antoinette, Marie Antoinette.
Actually, she is from that. She is from that era.
Kate?
Well, I just put, and I probably spelled it wrong too, Maria Theresa II.
Okay.
That's logical.
What is it?
Well, Ryan gets a point because it's none other than powder.
I was
Kate,
right!
the Queen herself, Marie Antoinette.
Queen Madame Deficit.
Son of a bitch, I really want that trophy. Okay.
Great question, Doc.
Thank you. Now,
Marie Antoinette was from that
this
era.
lady's life, but if you don't know the basics, she was born into Austrian royalty, married off to French royalty at age 14, stepped into queenhood at age 18,
that young?
and gets a lot of flack because she eventually became a prominent scapegoat during the French Revolution, despite not really being all that bad of a lady. Well, now that we have our three players in mind, let's jump into the Palace of Versailles in the year 1784, when all three parties happened to be present. Worth noting that the Palace of Versailles was a hive of activity that pretty much anyone could walk around, though people were probably quick to sniff out if you weren't a noble. So Louis de Rohan was now serving on the French court as Grand Almoner, but he was desperate to be prime minister and believed that the position was being withheld from him due to Marie Antoinette outright loathing his ass. Jean, in her ongoing quest to cash in on her royal lineage, had moved near Versailles with her husband to hobnob. Now, Jean had recently been acquainted with Rohan and was aware of the Queen's refusal to even speak to him. So, as a person desperate to climb the social ladder, what do you suppose she does with this information when they cross paths at Versailles? A, she blackmails him. B, she tells the Queen he's going to assassinate her. Or C, she tells Rohan she's the Queen's best friend. What to do, what to do?
I'm gonna guess C.
Oh boy. When in doubt, pick C. They say about the SAT.
What'd you put, Ryan?
I think it's
I
legitimately
put
C.
B.
You put B.
I think we know what Kate picked.
Kate, you picked C.
I did.
Well, let's find out what happens.
Okay. Hit me. Hit me.
What?
Costume change.
Costume
This is the
change.
most fun I've had in a really long time.
Oh, Cardinal Rohan, fancy seeing you here. Oh, hello. What are you doing around Versailles? Oh, you know, just paying a visit to a friend. Oh, is that so? And who might that be? Huh? Oh, my friend? Oh, her royal, just some plain Jane you don't know. Jean, whatever are you playing at? Fine, it's the Queen. I'm friends with the Queen. The Queen is my best friend. It's the biggest secret in the world, but yes, best friends for life. What more can I say? We're just plain friends.
Oh boy.
Boo.
This is gonna blow up in
That.
Jean's
That was
face.
a beautiful play.
The script
So
sucks.
beautiful.
I don't like the history. I don't like it because I wasn't right.
When in doubt,
Sore
pick
loser.
C.
God damn it, the prophecy fulfills itself. Oh, there he is.
So yeah, she lied to him.
Yeah.
So Kate gets a point. A history point.
Shocker. She lied to him.
Oh.
So Rohan was
Lied to me.
obviously not in a position to confirm or deny this. May have sounded outlandish, but since the Queen was known to buck tradition, maybe it wasn't. So he ate it up. Rohan was eager to have Jean put in a good word for him, so she offered him a great opportunity. Write the Queen a letter. So he did. There's no surviving copy of it, but he likely apologized for dunking on her mom. And wouldn't you know it, the Queen wrote back. Except obviously it was Jean just straight up catfishing him. After exchanging secret letters with the Queen for nearly a month without so much as a glance from her, Rohan was getting antsy. He wanted to meet with her, and soon. And believe it or not, Jean saw to it on the night of August 12th.
Oh, I hope there's disguises. Please. Wait.
What?
At this point, do they know
What? What do you want?
the person who's being catfished? Does he know what the
Rohan?
Yeah. Does Jean look strikingly similar to the Queen?
Not particularly. I mean, Rohan
he
is
can't
much
dress
more
up as the
acquainted
Queen.
with Jean than with the Queen. So where were we? August 12th. Here we go!
What is that? Oh
The
boy.
sprawling gardens of Versailles on a starlit night.
Oh. Oh.
Enter sneakily, Rohan. It's me, the Rohan, standing alone in the garden, chillin' hard. Sure would be a shock if any queens appeared here tonight. Crickets. I knew it. What a pile of nuts. Suddenly, from the bushes, a rustling, and who should emerge? Who goes there? I'll kill you! Gasp. My queen! What? She extends a letter. You know what this means. No, I don't. I have to go now. Goodbye. Huh?
What?
What'd the letter say?
Was she a ghost?
Ah! Okay, weird.
Jean's
What do you
friend?
think just happened? A. Jean donned a powdery wig and a Jedi robe and pretended to be Marie Antoinette. B. Jean hired her husband's mistress to pretend to be Marie Antoinette. Or C. This is fan fiction written by Rohan in his memoirs.
I'm gonna go B.
Oh my God.
That's tough.
Rohan did talk a lot of shit, so I wouldn't put it past him to say that he met the queen, but he didn't meet the queen. You know?
Sure.
But he had no reason to lie about it because he thought he was getting actual letters from the queen.
I'm gonna say B.
So it kind of feels like maybe it was the mistress. But why would she hire her husband's mistress?
Well, I guess you'll have to pick one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say B.
I'm
gonna say B.
All day.
Mistress.
Have you chosen?
I
B.
think I have.
Mistress.
What are you gonna go with?
I think this is fanfic.
Okay. Kate?
Oh, God. I went with Master of Disguise. I went with A.
I hope
Okay.
it's.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, it turns out
I think you're gonna wanna see this. I know you're not gonna believe this.
Jean's husband was getting a little love on the side with a woman who very much resembled Marie
Told ya!
Antoinette. So without telling her much, they dolled her up and had her act the part. Points to no one. Do you think Rohan bought it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He might have
He
at
bought
night.
the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
To such a
shocked.
degree that he didn't even bat an eye when the Queen wrote him asking to donate 60,000 pounds to a family in need. Or a few months later, when the Queen also asked him for an additional 100,000 pounds. Coincidentally, Jean bought a nice house for her and her husband around this time. So Jean just starts sending him a bunch of letters being like, "It's me, the Queen. Hey, I need money." And he's like, "All right."
She does rule. That's pretty great.
That
God
is
damn it.
so freaking cool. She was
Wow.
all business. She didn't care about her husband having a little mistress.
No, she was
I'm
like,
gonna
"We
use-
can use this.
Yeah, I'm
we
gonna
can
get
work with
myself
this."
a veranda.
Now with Rohan
Oh,
firmly
damn.
on the hook, it was time for Jean to really crank them screws. And here's where the world's most expensive necklace comes into
Okay,
play.
here's where it
According
comes
to
in.
Jonathan Beckman, quote, "The necklace comprised 647
Holy
diamonds
shnikes.
weighing 2,800 carats. Grotesque and almost literally unbearable, it resembled an item of chainmail more than a coveted piece of jewelry. The
Wow.
necklace had been commissioned as a gift by former King Louis XV, but as it was such a monstrosity, the jewelers, known as the Beaumaires, weren't able to finish the thing before he kicked the bucket in 1774. Desperate to sell the necklace that most people short of royalty probably could never afford, they had previously offered the sale to Marie Antoinette. Beckman describes their exchange, and for once, this scene will have some allegedly accurate dialogue.
No, we did not like the dialogue from the other scenes.
Speak for yourself.
Allegedly,
good.
I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
kiss
He's
ass.
so needy.
In
Allegedly.
the palace of Versailles,
accurate.
a sweating jeweler falls to his knees in front of Marie Antoinette.
Jesus Christ.
Madame, I am ruined and disgraced if you do not purchase my necklace. I cannot outlive so many misfortunes. When I leave here, I shall throw myself into the river.
Rise, Beaumare. I do not like these rhapsodies. If you were to kill yourself, I should regret. If you were to kill yourself, I should regret it as the act of a madman in whom I have taken an interest, but I would not hold myself responsible. I told you in person that I refused to buy the necklace. The king wished to give it to me, but I refused him also. Never mention it again to me. Divide it and try to sell it piecemeal, and do not drown yourself. Never let me see you behave in this way again. Go.
Wow, dope.
Oh, man.
Wow.
She freaking knows how to instill boundaries.
Well, she also just sunned him hard.
She was like,
Yeah.
no, bitch, fix it. You're in this situation,
No,
fix
no, no,
it.
no,
She ain't gonna
no.
fall for those
And
crocodile
you,
tears.
if you kill yourself, it's not my fault.
Yeah, what a power play.
Not falling for the
Wow.
crocodile.
A
tears.
respectable lady.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good.
Somewhat unsurprising, based on that exchange, that in January of 1785, Rohan received yet another letter from the Queen, and she wanted the necklace. But for reasons undisclosed, she preferred Rohan to take care of the transaction. And look, we're not here to pick on the guy, but Rohan is really turning out to be quite the chump here. Assuming the Queen was maybe just hiding this transaction from the King, Rohan happily agreed to broker the deal with the delighted jewelers. A price was agreed upon, £1.6 million, paid over time, with an initial payment of £400,000 within the first 6 months. Days later, Rohan finalized the sale with the jewelers and chauffeured the necklace from Paris to the Lamotte's residence at Versailles. Question. What happens next? A. Rohan is ambushed and robbed on the street by a cohort of Jeans. B. Rohan insists on taking the necklace directly to the Queen. Or C. Rohan hands the necklace to a man he's never met before.
Ooh. B or C?
Guys, just pick one. It's okay.
No,
Alright, whatever.
I'm gonna go C. When in doubt, go C.
All right.
Let's go with A.
You're
When
going
in
with
doubt,
A.
go C.
Just to continue the chumpness, the most chumpy thing I could think of is going to make this deal where you're already getting ripped off and to get robbed by that person in the
sense.
street just for funsies.
And Kate,
I'm going with B.
you're going with B.
That was my second choice.
He insists on taking the necklace directly
B
to
was
the
my
Queen.
second choice.
Yeah, I think
I'm
you
gonna
did.
go
Well,
C.
let's find out what happened.
Whoa!
Jesus.
Ooh, Genie baby, you've really nailed it. Mama's hit the big time. A rapping at the door. Come on in. Oh, Rohan. Hello.
Wait.
Huh?
That's Marie.
Oh, shit. Let me take this from the top, huh? A rapping at the door. Oh, come on in. Oh, Rohan. Hello. What timing? I was just meditating on my very cool, very real friendship with Marie Antoinette. Hey, where's that necklace? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Here it is.
It's
the
gonna be-
dreadful
it's B.
thing. Oh, I can't wait to sell this thing. What was that? I can't wait to tell the Queen what a champ you've been. Oh, bless your wonderful, honest heart. A rapping at the door. Whoa, well, that'll be the Queen's necklace fetcher. Be a treat and hide behind that
Wait.
potted plant over there. That sounds reasonable.
Is it A?
So Rohan actually let a complete stranger just walk off with what may be the most expensive pile of rocks known to man.
You
And
never gave me my point.
Huh?
You never gave me my point.
Nobody gets a point. You both
was
got it
C.
wrong.
Remember when I
It was
said
C. It was
that
C.
put
I got
C and
confused.
I didn't?
It was C. I was right.
At this time, Peterman.
SATs all over
Don't confuse me,
again.
Professor
So
Puppet.
Rohan actually let a complete stranger just walk off with what may be the most expensive pile of rocks known to man. And Jean bought herself even more time by telling him that the Queen probably wouldn't wear the necklace till she summoned the courage to tell King Louis about it.
Wow.
Smart. Just plain smart.
She is Joanne the scammer.
Yeah. Obviously, Jean and
Yeah.
her husband immediately dismantled the necklace, and he went to Paris to sell the stones at a loss for £240,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I feel like he pocketed some.
Also, you got to understand, he took it to several jewelers, and most of them, it would be like trying to sell someone a stealth jet. They were like, why on earth would anyone be trying to sell this pile of millions of dollars of
That's
diamonds?
You
true.
get to sneak around.
So despite his overly trusting nature, Rohan was getting nervous the Queen had yet to wear the necklace. The jewelers were also getting nervous, and on the 5th of August, Beaumaire went directly to the Queen, and in meeting with her, laid out the details of the transaction. And guess what? She was pissed. That was the 5th of August. On the 6th of August, at 2 in the morning, Jean Lamotte left town. Days later, at the Queen's patronal feast, Rohan was tapped on the shoulder by the King's guards. He'd long suspected he was being duped, but only now realized the extent of it. According to Beckman, when put before the King and Queen and asked about the necklace, he sheepishly uttered,
It is true, sire. I have been tricked.
That's so sad.
So they rubbed his face in the poop, just
Yeah.
like you would with a newborn puppy.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
amazing.
Isn't it just... What?
Rohan was said to be
I missed what he
visibly
said. What did he say?
shaken, and he sheepishly uttered,
It is true, sire. I have been tricked.
That's so sad.
So they rubbed his face in the poop, just
Yeah.
like you would with a newborn puppy.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
amazing.
Isn't it just... What?
Rohan was said to be visibly shaking, and after the conversation, he begged them to spare him the shame and scandal of being publicly arrested. He was publicly arrested.
Yeah, shocker.
Luckily, Rohan had
Louis
just enough time
XVI
to
and
slip
Marie
his
Antoinette.
servant a note instructing him to ride to Paris as fast as he could and burn all his documents. His servant took him seriously and rode so fast and so hard that his horse died as soon as he arrived in Paris.
The horses are always the unsung heroes of most of these stories.
Yeah,
They are
they
suffering.
can be, yeah.
You ever think about horses on the battlefield just getting peppered by bullets and
All the
muskets?
frickin' time. I think about it all the time.
But you gotta think those horses, when they're all like lined up at battle, they're thinking, this is sick. Like, I'm here with all my bros.
No, they're good at. I was a horse.
They don't know. They
rider.
probably don't know what the fuck is
fine.
going on.
That's a
love
strong
horses.
admission, yeah.
The key word there is was.
I still love horses.
Uh-oh.
I don't like have stickers of them in my
Relapse.
apartment because I can't put stickers on my wall.
Sure.
But I do love horses, but they're very intuitive.
If they were really intuitive, wouldn't they just be like, no, I'm not running then. I'm gonna go back to the barn.
Well, they get branded and shit.
How about give me some hay? Maybe a sweet little apple covered in sugar.
Hey buddy, how about an apple before I run into that hail of bullets?
God, I love sugar cubes.
I got a lot to think about.
Meanwhile, in Clairvaux, 150 miles east of Versailles, Jean was also casually setting things on fire, according to her memoirs, and she's very chill about this. She said, quote, "Having received intelligence that the cardinal was in the Bastille, I employed myself near 2 hours in burning all the letters and notes which I then recollected to have in my possession between the queen and the cardinal. In short, I thought it my duty to remove all vestiges of a correspondence between the cardinal and the queen."
Whoa.
So even she's thinking about her legacy, even in the future. It wasn't enough that she accomplished the crime.
Exactly.
Little revisionist. That's pretty cool, actually.
I really
How did
like
everybody?
her.
How did
bases.
historians
I feel
find
like
out about
She did a great job.
She did a great job.
I feel like she should take that money, hop a boat, get out of there, start a new life with all that stolen money. Well, not stolen. Well, yeah, no, that was
she
stolen.
did.
Well,
That's
yeah.
100%
Yeah, she
stolen.
stole
Yeah,
it,
my
yeah.
bad.
No, it's
So she was
stolen.
arrested the following day and would now join Rohan in the cells of the Bastille as they awaited trial. It started out as a grift. How did it end up like this?
I wonder
It was
how.
only a grift. It was only a grift.
The formal investigation began a few months later in January, and it lasted for months. The trial itself became a national obsession, and it's as long and as fascinating as
I
the
bet.
caper that caused it. However, we simply don't have time to cover it in detail, or at least the detail it deserves. So, you know, read some books about it.
All right, don't give me a homework assignment, bud.
Well, I am the professor.
With no accreditation.
I went to Puppet U.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a
Where'd you study
PU
that?
alum.
You.
Question time.
I do
How
like
do you
your
think
laugh.
things turned out for these two banana heads? A, both were sentenced to death.
Possible.
B, Jean pinned it all on Rohan. Or C, Jean's story crumbled like a house of cards.
I'm gonna go B.
All right.
She's
what do you got?
she's
I'm gonna
proven
go
to be
with
a
C.
very good
It all fell
liar.
apart.
I think it all fell apart. You did mention she's in jail, so I'm gonna...
Well, she was in jail awaiting trial.
I'm gonna say B.
I went with B.
You
I
went with
think
B.
she pinned it all on Rohan.
In the end, Rohan revealed several holes in Jean's story, unmasking her as the mastermind behind the outlandish plot. Jean was sentenced to whipping, branding, and imprisonment. Rohan was sentenced to apologize to the queen, resign from his various positions, and was henceforth banned from Versailles when the royal couple was in residence.
It was
Pretty
C.
light.
So he could only not be in the city when they're there.
Yeah, if they show up, he's got to be like, "Ooh, goodbye."
So it was C.
It was C.
C.
It was C. Point for Ryan. History point for Ryan.
Is that the end of the
Lots of
question?
fans
Wow.
say that.
No, there may be one more question. Who knows?
So I guess it was C here.
Well, Rohan would leave the Bastille to cheering crowds as the public came to view him as an unwitting victim in the whole messy plot, which he kind of was. As for the queen, her
still fell
reputation
for it.
was permanently sullied by the whole thing, with commoners swapping conspiracy theories about her actual involvement in the whole plot. Did she actually buy the necklace and pin it on these rubes? Was it all a plot to get back at Rohan? This was sort of the first instance of the public losing faith in Marie Antoinette, and
Whoa.
eventually they would have that old French Revolution and behead her.
That must have been
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
such an ugly necklace.
No, I think it was beautiful, but they just couldn't wear it.
I mean, Louis XV commissioned it, so maybe it was more his style. It did say it had
does
like,
seem like Louis.
shallot-sized diamonds on it, which...
I'd wear it.
As
Wow.
for Jean, that
No.
scrappy schemer with a drop of nobility in her blood chasing after her dream through nefarious means only to end up in the slammer, well, let's have one last shot at history points here. Whatever happened to Jean Lamont? A, she parted ways with her own head via guillotine. B, she
I don't know.
escaped prison by dressing up as a boy. Or C, she fell down a well in the prison yard.
C. When in doubt, go C.
Oh, boy. Oh, God. Dang it.
Don't hurt yourself.
Ryan, what's it gonna be?
I'm gonna go with A, seeing as she was a commoner, I don't think they're going to take what she did lightly.
And Kate?
I put B. She escaped as a boy. But I think it was C. But I didn't write that.
I would love for it to be C.
Point to Kate. She dressed up as a boy and escaped prison.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Can
What?
you believe it?
I can't believe that. That's insane. I thought there was no chance that one was right.
Just kind of. A lot of people think that maybe she did have friends in high places who, after the whole thing played out, felt kind of bad for her and arranged for her to be able to escape. But once she escaped, they never really bothered to haul her back in. So she kind of had a bit of a
just
happy
a commoner.
ending. Wrote a huge memoir that was
Bestseller.
pretty much everyone in this story wrote their own memoir.
Sick.
And told their story of the event. So it was crazy. That concludes our history lesson. I'm going to go tally up the scores to see who receives the coveted cup and the title of History Master. While I do that, please enjoy this special performance from, it's the infamous diamond necklace.
No. Oh boy.
All right.
I'm so
right.
excited.
Hey everyone,
Why?
it's me.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's me. That big pile of diamonds. Well, I'm that pricey ice. Oh, but I look so nice around that bag. Marie Antoinette, she didn't want me. She told me to my face that I was ugly. But I guess in the end I got the upper hand because they didn't cut my head off. And sure, they hacked me into tiny pieces. A devastating thing for all my nieces. And yes, necklaces can have nieces when they're anthropomorphic. I was just a pile of jewels made Rohan look like a fool. But a fella should know better than to trust a simple letter. So I guess if there's a lesson to this whole backstabbing mess, then it's that if you think you know the queen, to make sure that you know the queen. Like, has she ever talked to you or looked at you or smiled at you or even seemed to think of you or met you in the daytime? Maybe ask her for a license or to pose a 2 days paper. And if she doesn't want to, then my dude, I think it ain't her.
It was actually pretty, it was not that
This
bad.
is so
It
good.
was actually not that bad.
Oh my god.
That was
Diamonds has bars.
Truly.
Wow,
Yeah.
that guy was really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
What a songwriter.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
compliment yourself.
Huh?
You son of a...
Well, let's see how we did. Tallying up the scores. Ryan, and
Tally.
Kate, you both made it out with 2 history points. It's a tie.
Is there no sudden death?
No, there's no sudden death. You share it.
You could have it, Ryan.
We could just hold it like this.
Is it full of jelly?
Wow, a tie.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty good.
sure it is.
I love jelly beans.
I know. Thanks for watching Puppet History, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Oh, I got a root beer one.
Oh, Kate, thank you for being here.
Oh, I had so much fun.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I learned so much.
First off, apologies for continuously yawning, but I've been doing that a whole bunch this evening, so I still apologize for that. Wow, I did not get many of those questions right at all. It was kind of like the first Puppet History video, where I only got 2, maybe 3 of them right. Unlike the Samurai video, where I practically got every single one of them right. I swear to goodness, when it comes to more recent history, I'm just... That was definitely very interesting. I can't believe on the open-ended question I said Marie Antoinette and I was right. But just, if I hadn't looked up the timeline of the French Revolution, I may still have guessed, but I would have been a lot less sure. But, nice! And hey, we learned a little bit more about, France, nobility, and not nobility, before the French Revolution, so that was interesting. Okay, yeah, that was really cool. That was very fun. I liked it. I like it. I do really enjoy these Puppet History videos. They're so entertaining. They have so many... They seem to cover the unique stories that people don't often talk about. People cover large-scale events. The French Revolution, the American Revolution, the Chinese kingdoms, and something... I don't know. There's so many large-scale events that people cover, but not these little in-detail events about the world's greatest and rudest samurai when the world's most expensive necklace was stolen, well, technically grifted away, in a weird way. Not gifted away, grifted away. It's just these tiny little events that are just so bizarre and crazy. It's probably what makes them so perfect for Puppet History. I freaking love it. I really do love it. It really is very fascinating, this humor and the content that they have, and the combination of the animation style and the puppetry and the format and I'm sure that there's a little bit of acting that goes in place with this, but very fun, very fun. I definitely love it a whole bunch, so I'm actually going to go ahead, I'm going to end it there. Crap, I'm yawning again! Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little reaction, and thank you to the patron who requested this. This is for you. And yeah, there you have it. So, as usual, until the next video, guys, check you laters.